Sometimes we feel like we already know everything about Mobile Legends, the roles, the mechanics, the usual strategies, but honestly, there are things in this game that most players never really notice, stuff happening in the background that quietly affects your matches without you realizing it. Whether you're just grinding a few ranked games for fun or really pushing to climb, these 7 truths might actually change the way you look at the game. In this video, I will tell you 7 truths you did not know in Mobile Legends. Some of these things really surprised me too, and if you stick around until the last one, it might explain a lot of the weird games you've had. Number 1. Your win rate actually affects the teammates you get matched with. Most players assume that matchmaking is just about your rank tier, but the truth is much deeper than that. The system closely monitors your current win streak, your overall win rate, and even how consistently you're carrying games. And once it detects that you're on a roll or winning too easily, it quietly starts placing you with players who might be struggling or less consistent. Not necessarily to punish you, but to create what it sees as a fair match based on balance. And this is why after several wins in a row, you might suddenly start feeling like your teammates are throwing, trolling, or playing without any real direction, because you're being matched in a way that challenges your influence and tests if you can still carry under tougher conditions, which can lead to frustration if you don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. Number 2, KDA doesn't reflect your real impact on the game. It's easy to fall into the habit of judging performance by how many kills you get or how few times you die, and that's what KDA is: kills, deaths, and assists. But Mobile Legends values much more than that when it calculates how much you're contributing to a match, like how often you join team fights at the right time, whether you're rotating to help lanes under pressure, if you're placing vision, zoning enemies during objectives, or even absorbing the right amount of damage in fights so your teammates can finish the job. And while KDA might look impressive in screenshots or post-game stats, it doesn't measure your map presence, your timing, your decision making, or your influence on tempo and pressure, all of which are crucial to actually winning, and the game tracks many of those hidden stats silently. So a player with low kills and high deaths could still be marked as MVP just because they played the objective perfectly, timed their rotations well, and kept their team alive. And this is important because when you focus only on KDA, you might start playing selfishly, avoiding risk, or skipping important fights just to keep your numbers clean. But in reality, the most helpful players often dive into danger, sacrifice their own stats, and think about the team first. Number 3, there's a hidden comeback mechanic that boosts the losing team. Most players don't realize that Mobile Legends has a quiet, hidden system designed to keep matches exciting and unpredictable, and that's the comeback mechanic, which basically means that when one team falls too far behind, in gold, experience, or objectives, the game automatically gives them subtle advantages that make it easier to catch up, such as slightly increased gold from kills, bonus experience from clearing waves, or even reduced cooldown times after dying. And while these effects are small, they stack up quickly in a close match. And if you've ever had a game where your team was dominating early, but then suddenly the enemy started dealing more damage, farming faster and pushing harder, even though you were still ahead in kills, it's probably because the game kicked in this balance system to give them a chance to turn things around. The game is never truly over until it's over, and even with a lead, you have to play sharp, secure objectives cleanly, finish the game when you have the chance, and avoid unnecessary fights, because giving the enemy time to farm under that boosted comeback state can flip the whole match before you even realize what happened. And understanding this mechanic also helps when you're on the losing side. Instead of giving up, you can use that moment to farm smarter, regroup, and take advantage of the system to launch a strong comeback of your own. Number 4, hero roles are just suggestions, not strict rules. While every hero in the game is labeled with a role like tank, support, marksman, or mage, those labels are just starting points. They're meant to guide beginners or help form team composition, but they don't define how the hero must be played, because the deeper truth is that many heroes are highly flexible depending on your build, your lane, your role in the team, and even the needs of the current match. And what seems like an odd or off-meta pick can sometimes completely shut down the enemy's strategy when used with the right approach and timing. timing, and this is why sometimes you'll see creative players doing unexpected things with heroes, building defensively with normally aggressive heroes, roaming with high damage picks, or using control-based setups to turn skirmishes. Understanding role flexibility lets you adapt on the fly, fill gaps in your team composition even when everyone's locked in already, and surprise opponents who are only expecting one specific style of play, which can make your gameplay smarter, more unpredictable, and much harder to counter when the enemy is relying too much on labels rather than reading what you're actually doing. Number 5. Reports affect more than just your credit score. Most players believe that getting reported only has an effect if your credit score drops below a certain number, but the truth is that every report, even the ones that don't affect your visible score, is tracked and logged by the system. And when you start accumulating multiple reports over time, especially for behavior-related reasons like AFK, verbal abuse, or feeding, the game can silently adjust your matchmaking pool, meaning you'll be matched with players who have also received similar behavior flags, which often leads to more toxic matches, lower quality teammates, and a worse overall experience, even if you're a good player mechanically. And what's worse is that when the system flags your account, future punishments become more likely and harsher, so even one small slip-up, like a short disconnect or a low performance match, could trigger a bigger penalty just because of your previous track record, and it shows how important it is to maintain a good mindset even when things get frustrating in ranked, since every game is being watched by the system whether you realize it or not, and protecting your mental discipline isn't just about winning that one match. It's about making sure your account stays clean, your matchmaking stays fair, and your climb doesn't get held back by hidden behavior. Number 6. Skins don't give power, but they can affect gameplay in subtle ways. While the game clearly states that skins don't give any stat boosts or advantages in terms of raw power, that doesn't mean they have no impact on the match at all, because many skins come with customized skill animations, attack effects, and unique visual or sound elements that can actually change how you experience the game. And sometimes those slight visual tweaks even make it harder for opponents to read your timing or recognize what ability you're using, especially in fast-paced team fights. And beyond that, there's also the mental side. Using a skin that looks and feels amazing can instantly boost your confidence, your presence in the match, and even your communication with teammates who see you as someone more serious or dedicated. Number 7. Mobile Legends tests your mental strength, not just your mechanics. A lot of players think that climbing rank is purely about skill, how fast you can farm, how well you can aim, how many kills you get, but the deeper truth is that one of the biggest factors separating low-rank players from high-rank ones is mindset, because the game constantly throws difficult situations at you on purpose. Mobile Legends is not just a game about tapping fast and scoring kills. It's a game that challenges your decisions, your attitude, your focus. So if this video helped you out, consider liking it, maybe share it with someone who plays with you. And if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe, stay calm, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.